p.m. Here we keep our foot on the neck of false teachings and challenge Euro-Christian ideologies head-on. We stand on facts over beliefs, insertions and assumptions as we journey together on a path of pure righteousness, guided by true African spirituality or Alkebulan wisdom. Each episode is part of a powerful movement to reclaim our identity, uplift our community, and walk in the power of truth. Tune in nightly at 9 p.m. for transformative insights and hard-hitting discussions as we unmask hidden truths and rise to our fullest potential.
All right. What it do, y'all? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one on our ROD pod. For those that don't know who I am him, Junes, the NBIC. And again, you know, I represent that ROD. Definitely got to give a shout out to the ancestors and to the creators. And last but not least, want to give a shout out to all you guys for your continuous support, leaving all that feedback, the positive, the negative, all things is respected and needed because it allows me to do what I do best. And you guys already know what that is, right? Before I start, let me send my deepest apologies for not uploading a live today. I was dealing with a little family emergency, a little family situation, so it prevented me from doing what I had to do. I'm thinking about maybe giving you guys something on a weekend, maybe on a Wednesday or something. You know what I'm saying? Something to lead you into the weekend. I know a lot of you guys don't hear me on Fridays, and a lot of you guys don't hear me, you know, after the verdict show. So a lot of you guys don't get an opportunity to hear me. So I'm just thinking. But you know, I gotta make up for the lost time, and you know, I gave you guys lives over the weekends. I'm gonna start doing lives when it's pertaining to my personal life. So, you know, I'm gonna go through my neighborhood, go through my community. You guys are gonna see how I interact and deal with my fellow comrades, you know, in the world and on an everyday basis, how I operate with my children. You know what I'm saying? Those are only for the members only, okay? You have to be a member to get an insight on my life. You understand? Help take care of me so I can show you how I take care of everybody else, right? Other than that, everything is cool, calm, and collective. Just now coming home. I've been at my house since literally 8 o'clock, and I'm literally just now walking in. So it lets you know that I'm on my P's and Q's. And sometimes I come home and I be exhausted, and I be so exhausted that I forget that I gotta do my due diligence for you guys. You understand? Because sometimes I come home, I eat, I'm knocked out, and then there's times where I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? These things are still prevalent all around me. You know what I'm saying? So I try to keep myself busy and you know, gather more information, which leads to today's today's conversation. In the Bible, it tells you to honor your father and your mother. But what you guys don't realize what that really means is to honor your ancestors, your mother, your grandfather, your great-grandmother, your great-grandfather, the very exact people that continue producing to get you where you at right now. These are the people that we're supposed to honor and respect every single day. Now, why did I'm saying this? So I met with my client today, and we was just having a conversation. And, you know, he asked me how was my Thanksgiving. And I told him, you know, I really don't celebrate none of this fugazi. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, just another day. But this year, I took my son to go with his mom's to her side of the family. And I chaperoned, and I came along, and it was cool. It was a great vibe. We got a chance to sit down. You know, I'm basically babysitting because my son don't want to be on nobody. You know, his mom, she needed a break. So, you know, me coming along was really allowing her to just give her time to be with her family and, you know, do whatever she wanted to do or whatnot. And you know what I'm saying? And me just sitting put and just literally just holding it down, right? But my client asked me a question, and I no, excuse me, I take that back. I asked him a question, and the question was, so when you went out there, did you get a chance to talk about, you know, your parents or whatnot? Now his parents passed away, and he said, nah, we really didn't do so because, you know, when we talk about it, it makes us feel sad and you know, I don't want to be down. I want to keep the mood and everybody energy high. So I had to correct them. I had to say, my brother, listen, I hear what you're saying, but this ideology that they're telling you is incorrect. You're supposed to honor them and treat them and act like they never passed on. They're still here, right? You have to embrace your ancestors. It doesn't just stop and you know you think about them on their birthday or even when they die. That's the time that you think about them. You reflect, but you're reflecting in a sorrowful state of mind. You're very sorrowful, you bitter, you angry, you sad. And I said, just ask yourself as a parent, as a mother or a father, if your child was in such pain, would you want to go see that person? And he said, nah. I said, of course not. I said, when you are in that state of sorrow, your ancestors is gonna step away because they're not meant to hurt you. They're meant to protect you and love you and still give you that unconditional love that you used to receive physically. You're now gonna embrace it more spiritually. That's just what that is. But when you don't acknowledge them or when you follow the ways of the Euro-Christian ideology telling you foolishness like you don't worship the dead. But here you guys are worshiping an image, a story of a man that lived, died in 2 days, told you it was three, went to hell, told people in hell to come back into the earth and let people know that he is here, he is him, he is real, etc., etc. You guys do all of this to a story that's make believe that you don't even know that it's standing on any factual evidence. But your ancestors, your mother, your father, your grandmother, those that was around you, that raised you, that nourished you, that nurtured you, that did all of that, you know them. But yeah, you put them to the side to give energy and time and your resources to a story that has absolutely no type of connection to do with you that you honestly know. Okay, that it's not about belief. This is just honestly you have absolutely no connection to that, right? But you give your time and energy to when that time and energy should be going to your ancestors, right? Your ancestors. And when you look into the Alkebulan culture, we're not talking Euro-Christian ideology. We're not talking the Biblos. We're not talking nothing. We're talking about pure, natural, African Alkebulan spiritual activities, connections, meditation, fasting, whatever. We always, and I repeat, always gave reference and respect and honor to our ancestors. We never seen them passing on as something hurtful. We was joyous. We was joyous because we knew that they going back to their ancestors. They're going back to the bloodline that allow us to be here. This is why these people were so adamant and infusing themselves with our ancestors, with our brothers and sisters to break that cycle. It was intentional. You understand? Once these people was able to realize what was our power source, where did we get our strength from? When did we get the connection from? When did we understand the cosmos and the astrologically, whatever this word is, when we was able to understand that, we was able to understand that because we had a connection into the spiritual realm. These things was prevalent. You hear these things all the time. You see the stories all the time when you seeing little girls say, "Yeah, I seen grandma. She was sitting right there." They was like, "No," it was like, "Yeah, she's right here. She's this and that." And you guys will think that that's crazy. You guys will perceive it to be demonic. You will perceive it to be evil. But in reality, that's just her and the grandmother still tapping into her loved ones, right? But when you do the things to remove them from the house, right? If you crying all the time, you're sad all the time, you upset, you praying for them to depart, you praying for that energy, you know what I'm saying? When you ask for these things, they're gonna grant you your wish. Okay? There's some ancestors that dwell right with you, that stands right next to you. I know, because when my father died, I kid you not, I tell everybody this all the time. When my pops died, my pops was still roaming my house. This is facts. This is not me making this up. My pops was still roaming the house. There was a lady that lived on top of me. And she told me, she said, "Yo, there's times I go in my room and I lay in my bed and I close my eyes and I open my eyes and I will see your father just hovering over me, just looking over me." Now, as I got older, I understood why my father was hovering over her, because she was doing she was doing my mom's foul. You feel me? As far as not taking care of her, and you contract agreements is not being kept or whatnot, and these are the things. So I understood that. I mean, I didn't understand it now. I didn't understand it then. I understand it now. I was like, yo, look at my pop still being an authoritative figure. Like, yo, what's going on? But when she told my moms that, or I forgot who told my moms that, my moms took it upon herself to summons a voodoo priest. And the voodoo priest, remember, these people can tap into the spiritual realm. So they know certain things to say. They know certain objects to put within the house to remove a person from being in your space. Now, where did this ideology come from? Of course, nothing but religion, because religion tells you doing that is demonic, is evil, is satanic, is pagan, is heathen, is all you get every title that comes along with it. But again, they got you worshiping and praising, first of all, a pale European that has absolutely no connection with you. Okay, that the theme of the location is in a location that has absolutely no connection with you. No, it wasn't in Africa. Sorry. If you guys want to call the Middle East Africa, then that's what it is. But I'm not calling that Africa. Okay? No, he wasn't in South Africa. No, that wasn't. Sorry. There's when you speak to the South Africans, I'm talking about those that's 10 toes down, no recollection of Jesus. The story of that, Mycendacy and people being and hung, none of that happened. I'm just telling you guys the truth. People in the land right now knows that what I'm saying is to be true. Okay? Everything when it's pertaining to the Biblos, it's only backed by beliefs. It's never backed by facts. It's by beliefs. Think about that. Think about all the horrific things that the gods of the Biblos would do to people when all he had to do to put an end to the evil and the wicked on this earth was to remove the devil. Why would you wait for the devil to reach a particular point of time in life? Then the books is gonna be open. Then judgment is on the earth. When judgment should have been here, I mean, damn, the minute children was being fed to alligators, I think judgment should have been there. The minute 70 million Africans being sold and shipped and those dying off the water coast, I think judgment should have been there, but no judgment. So if there's no judgment, then you need to question, what does this stands on? Is it facts or beliefs? And 9 out of 10 times it's beliefs. This is why on this podcast it's facts over beliefs. We standing on facts. Okay? The fact of the matter is we used to worship and give honor to our ancestors. Our ancestors is the connection between you, us, and the other and the lesser deities, who then get the resources and the answers from the creators of it all. And as you heard me say, the creators of it all. because in according to the Alkebulan culture, there's no such thing as gender roles when it comes to the higher power, but they're both as one because it becomes a universal balance. So there's no Father God or this God. The name is just their names. Because when you look up the names, when you look up Modimo, I tell you guys this all the time. Look up Modimo. This is just, it stands for Mother God. Let me see if I can pull this up. Hold on. Hold on. Let me show you. Let me show you. Watch this. Okay. Okay, let me pull it up right here. They got it. They got it in the Oxford. Hold on. Let me see which one, because I want to make sure. So when I clicked on Modimo, matter of fact, let me share my screen. Hold on. Let me share my screen because I don't want you guys thinking that I am out here doing foolishness. Let me share my screen. Okay. So this is coming from the Oxford Academy. Gods, ancestors, and spirit beings. This is the abstract. Okay? In African indigenous religions, which we don't know what that is, we don't stand on religion. The principal deities, you see, deities is plural, spirits plural, gods plural, ancestors plural, and personal and impersonal forces are regarded as active agents in the created world, with the thesis and the non-theistic notions of supernatural forces embedded in the various cosmology. Gods, ancestors, and spirit beings illustrate that African pantheons of God, goddesses, spirits, and other non-human beings are varied in number and complex in character. The relationship between the many of gods and the supreme God varies from region to region, from people to people. Ancestral traditions, the veneration of deceased parents and forebears, constitutes a key aspect of African religion. Today, polytheism means multiple powers, meaning father, mother, meaning male, female, meaning one or two, three, four, five, six higher powers. All right, the worship of multiple gods on the African continent is extremely controversial and embedded. Okay, this is from the Oxford Academy, right? So these people already know, right? I clicked it right here. I want to show you where this joint stands for. Look, even when you read right here, it says Modimo translate to meaning. Modimo translates to the concept of a supreme creator, often seen as the source of all things. This name is prevalent in different Bantu languages with slight variations depending on the specific community. Some interpretations associated Modimo with the nurturing quality, even referred to as the mother figure. The mother figure. This is not me saying this. This is not me saying this. The mother figure. But they got you telling you that Modimo is a man. He's the father. That's lies. There's no such thing as gender roles within the word. These are lies, people. These are lies, these are lies, these are lies. And I'm showing you guys this right now. Okay? They even have the origin of Modimo's death. I find it crazy. Okay? I'm not going to read all of this. I'm not going to read all of this. And they got something called the Badimo. They got Modimo and they got the Badimo. It says the Badimos are not gods or demigods. They are the spirit of the dead. Sometimes benefit the beneficent, but generally malignant. Their leader is Dominino or Dinwi. The Badimo or personal spirit so closely connected with human life as it shares in it. They live in the spirit world near to the gods their man. Not only are they hostile to humans, they are the undoers of the things of God, the prevent of his purpose in creation. They entice man to turn away from God with the result that man become an innovator or originator of customs that were never intended by God. Now, again, this right here, you just know is completely foolish because it says Modimo and the origin of death. Okay? Okay? Again, this is Oxford. This is not me. But you see that joint says stand for the mother. Okay? Mother figure. And I'm trying to click it. They're not letting me click it. But the overall aspect is that we need to connect with the ancestors because the ancestors are the ones that's connecting us to the creators. Okay? Look, Modimo in Christianity. Let's read this. Why not? It says, before the arrival of European colonizers, the various Bantu speaking community in southern Africa had their own distinct spiritual beliefs and practices. The concept of supreme being, often referred to as Modimo or similar names in different Bantu languages, was one central to these belief systems. The supreme being was seen as the creator of the universe and the source of life. With the event of European colonialism in the 19th and 20th century, there was a significant impact on the indigenous belief system. Missionaries, or mercenaries, I like to say, play a role in introducing Christianity to the region, leading to the spread of Western religious influence. However, many African communities integrated their traditional beliefs with Christianity, resulting to the centric forms of worship. The term Modimo presided and adopted to coexist with Christianity in many cases. Some communities blend traditional practices with Christian elements, creating a symmetric belief system that incorporated aspects of both worlds. This syncretism allowed for the preservation of cultural and spiritual identity while also incorporating a new religious influence. Many people in Southern Africa continue to find meaning and cultural identity too in their traditional belief, which include a reverence for the supreme being. So, like I said, a lot of our people knows the truth, but you gotta go to the people that has not been hijacked or not been subdued and submerged into the ideologies of the Euro Christian. Because if you go down that path, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole where you're going to believe a story, then you're going to believe the Biblos, then you're going to believe the Quran, then you're going to believe all these things that was literally given unto us to take us away from what we're supposed to do, which is connect with our ancestors, connect with the deities, tap in so we can get our strength. Why am I saying this? Because this is where our power lies. When you read at all the rebel, when you read at all the people that got the strength, when you read how did we conquer, how did we take back the lands, how did we overthrow this and take over the ships and all of this came from us connecting back to our ancestors, doing our rituals, doing our chants, coming together, knowing the purpose, knowing the cause, knowing what's in front of us, knowing that we are in a state of turmoil. We're not happy, right? Religion took all that away. Religion took the energy and the meaning of standing tall and fighting until you can't fight no more. They took that away and gave you a story of belief. So now, brothers and sisters, instead of standing up to the cause, we rather wait and for a story or a belief that somebody is coming to save us from the hands of the people that the Savior looked like. It does not make sense. I'm telling you guys this from now. This is for the regular average Christians. If you believe that a European is coming to save you from Europeans, you're highly mistaken. It was never done in history. It was never done then. It would never be done now. Stop. Okay? Your redemption and what's going to save you and save us is us. Okay? But to get to that space of our ancestors and stuff, you gotta first detach yourself. We can't have no association with the colonizers' methods. Anything from the colonizers can't be used, can't be given unto us. We cannot use what they give us. Anything that they give us, just know is detrimental to us. Even they gave you a Metro card, is detrimental to you. Anything that they gave us, if you break down history, everything that they gave us, free 99, like, yo, here you go, was detrimental. They gave you food stamps, we became obese. They gave you Section 8, we don't want to work. They gave us, anytime they gave us any substance of support and help, it takes you away from your purpose and your mission. Okay? They gave you religion. Why am I praising my ancestors? Why am I honoring my mother? Why am I summoning my father, my long lost brother, my cousins, people that I love, people that I actually felt? I'm dishonoring them. I'm just letting them be in their grave. I'm just letting their spirit roam. But yet every single chance I get, whether it's on Saturday, whether it's on Sunday, whether it's on Ash Wednesday, whether it's on Good Friday, whether it's Ramadan, whether it's Easter, whether it's Halloween, yes, I said it, Halloween, whether it's Christmas, okay? Whenever these feast days, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, Passover, all of these things, we're taking everything that these people are doing and that they told us to do. We're taking all of that and we giving all our energy to that when we're supposed to be giving our energy to our power source, to give us strength, to give us longevity, to learn how to heal, to learn how to plant herbs. These things are spiritual understandings that we must have in order for us to endure to the very end. You think praying and thinking that you're a good person is going to save you when the money collapse? They're going to save you when the grid go off? You think that's what's going to save you? Or what's going to save you is the spiritual connecting with your ancestors, being able to withstand what's going on in the physical world, because the spiritual world, you got a true understanding. You got a true connection. We had the power to make rain come. We had the power to make animals stand by us. We had the power to do so much things. Go look into the Haitian Revolution. So much things that we had the power and we was doing when we was connecting to our ancestors. It fell when we started embracing their ideology. when they act like they gave up, but yet they was all in our ears, all in our space, setting up. This is what they doing now. They'll send one person, they'll send two people, they'll send three, they will send one that's mixed breed with that one. So now you're seeing that person as a nigger lover or or a mixed mulatto that got children. And I'm saying this because I got mulatto on my family. My entire father's side of the family is mulattoes. My entire father's side of the family is mulattoes. Mix this, mix that, rip this, all of that. So I'm telling you this out of, yeah, I know exactly what's going on. This is how they come into our space. They infuse themselves and it makes you subconsciously, because we are spiritually and we are righteous beings. We subconsciously be like, listen, man, yeah, this person raped my sister, and this little boy came out. This little boy don't need to be taken advantage. This little boy should not be treated any less or better than our our true cousins and nephews and brothers and sisters. This is facts. And when you think about these type of things, it makes you wonder, like, damn, why do they really want us to just praise Jesus, give my trust to Jesus? You got brothers that's really saying, put your trust and love into Jesus. Jesus is the way. Jesus is king. Jesus' kingdom soon come. Excuse me? Jesus' kingdom been here. Jesus' kingdom is what's fully operating right now as we speak. That's not true. Jesus' kingdom didn't come yet. So go on every church, in every hood, on every corner, go in any jewelry store, go on any Bible, type in the word Jesus on the computer. Type in the word Jesus on the computer. This is not his world. This is not his kingdom. You get it however you like. You get it however you like. However you like. That's all you got to do is just type in the name Jesus. You get it. They're going to, listen, this is for the Hebrews. They're going to give it to you too. They're going to give it to you too. They're going to give it, they're going to give it to the Arabs too. Look, they're going to give it. No matter what you do. No matter what you do. No matter what you say. This is his kingdom. His kingdom reigns now. Look, you guys thinking I'm lying. This is the image of Jesus in Brazil. This is the image of Jesus in Brazil right now. Why is this image on hovering over Brazil? Now, you guys know the mass majority of the slaves that was taken out of West Africa was sent to Brazil. Why is this Jesus hovering over them? What does this Jesus symbolize? Because this is Jesus' kingdom. No matter what you want to call it, no matter if you want to say this is, you want to put a black face on it, the story that's in the Biblos is referring to this man, this time, right now. Whether you want to put a black face, change your name, and say this and give your own interpretation of the story that was written by the best writers at that time, you can say whatever you want. This is his kingdom right now as we speak. This is his kingdom right now as we speak. He is balling his ass off, taking full advantage. Everybody that's down with Jesus is eating. Everybody that's out here preaching the name of Jesus is eating. It doesn't matter where you from. It doesn't matter what you doing. Show you something. It doesn't matter where you from. It doesn't matter where you from. I wasn't supposed to delete that. Oh man. Hold on, pull this up for you. Oh, you guys are lucky I can't find it. You guys are lucky I can't find it right now. What's Look at this. This image is literally hovering over, like literally hovering over Brazil. I cannot make this stuff up. Look, our strength is only gonna come through our ancestors. Our power is only gonna come through our ancestors. It's not coming from any other source, man. No matter what these people tell you, no matter what they say to you, I'm telling you guys, our strength is coming from our ancestors. You can't see death as something so horrific. You gotta see death as this is grateful, bro. The same way you have joy when you put a child on this earth is the same way you gotta have joy when somebody leaves this earth. It's the same transition, man. It's the same transition. The transition. We're just the one that's been programmed to take it in a sorrow aspect. You're supposed to be joyous. If you summon your ancestors, they will dwell with you. They will talk to you. You will see them in visions. You will see all of that. Some of them might come to you in person, sit right next to you in the spirit, but you got to get there. To get there is to first understand your power within yourself. You would never, and I repeat, you would never connect to that side as long as you are in the state of the Euro-Christian mentality. Meaning, if you're eating like them, if you're talking like them, you're dressing like them, your mood is like them, if you're angry, if you're bitter, if you are operating with the mentality of a Caesar, you will suffer. This is facts. You will never connect. You won't be healed. You won't get the strength. Why you think brothers and sisters is, tapping into this spiritual side and they're giving summons and this and that. You thinking it is witching and warlock. Nah, these are people that's tapping into the humanly power that we all have. Okay? Now, let me just give the disclaimer right now that yes, you can take this power and use it for evil. That's in anything that you do. I can cook food and be the best chef and put poison in it to commit some level of evil. That doesn't mean that the chef and food and eating and preparing and cooking is evil. That doesn't mean that. You just get the individuals that got evil intentions. And those that got evil intentions, those are the ones you got to watch out for. And you will be able to know so because your ancestors will warn you. That's if you're trying to connect. But the connection and the understanding is only going to come once you denounce the ideologies of the oppressed. And you start tapping into your ancestors. You start talking into your ancestors. And I'm going to tell you what Mama Love told me. She said, listen, the problem with our people is we're so focused on trying to tap into the ancestors that was all the way in Africa and this and that. But she's like, but you need to first tap into your ancestors of your very own existence. You got to tap into the ancestors of your grandmother, your grandfather, those that you lost. You should tap into them first, right? Build a comfortability with them first. Get connected with the spiritual side first through them. Then allow them to connect you to the missing pieces. And how I know that this is facts, I had a sister, and I got to bring her on the show. I asked the sister, I said, yo, sis, Matter of fact, I'm lying. She just got on the mic and just literally just started saying, you know, what she knows and what she been through and finding herself, right? Because Mama Love was preaching about finding yourself, finding it, and she says you right, and she gave her own testimony that she stopped doing the Euro-Christian ideology. She stopped, believing into the Jesus story. She stopped thinking about hell and all of these things that put us in a state of fear, and she took the initiative. She started finding her ancestors. She started looking in for her grandmother, her grandfather. It brought her all of her ancestors brought her to the very exact burial site where her ancestors was buried, to the very exact location out in West Africa where her tribal, where her, and I want to say tribal, where her where her blood, her stock is from. She was able to connect and do all that. The ancestors even show her visions of the diamonds and the gold and the things that they stole from the people on her side of town. She said that. And I said, listen, you got to come on the show and you got to speak to the people. She said, sure, whenever you're ready. So that just goes to show you that, we have that strength. We have that power. But don't let the ideologies of the oppressor stop you from connecting to what you used to do every single day, what your ancestors did every single day. You see signs of it every single day. There's certain songs and chanting that the Haitians do that you thinking is religion, you thinking is Christianity, but it's literally some South African ritual dance chants, and they just get strength and they get wild up. Like I told you, Haitian people had to hide voodoo through Christianity, right? I forgot the mother's name, the deities. Is it the O'Shea? How they used to tap into her. They used to literally had to act like they giving praise and worship to Mary. So when the slave master came, it looked like they was worshiping, Mary, and they had no choice but to accept that because that's what they wanted people to know. This is what I want you guys to realize. They wanted you to know such ideology. Yes, Mary, yes, the mother of God. And we started believing that. And Ogun, we mix that with Peter. This is where you get the Saint Peter. Okay? This is where you get the Pierres from. Okay? John, the name John or Jean is John. Where you think that comes from? They had to mix everything because they wouldn't allow us to have African names no more. They only wanted us to name our children out of biblical names, right? So we did that. That's why when you see a lot of Africans and Haitians, a lot of people got biblical names. Is they did that intentional to hide, to allow the slave masters to stay far, far away to a point in time where we got enough strength and got enough understanding and ideology and the blueprint to take these people down. And we did. And we won. And now these people know. So this is why Haiti's in the condition that it's in. This is why South Africa is in the condition that they are in. This is why West Africa is in the condition that they are in. This is why the Congo is in the condition that they are in. It has absolutely nothing to do other than the spiritual power that you have. That once you start connecting, you become a power source. Mother Nature becomes on your side. The animals come on your side. The bees, the insects, everything comes on your side when you tap in. They know what happened with Leopold, with the fever that came out of nowhere and it was just wiping people out. Phew! That was because of the ancestors. So I say all of that to say this. Listen, man. To honor your mother and your father, the meaning behind that is to acknowledge your ancestors. Stay in your lane. Start off with the basics. Start off with respecting and honoring and summoning your grandmother, your grandfather, saying, "Grandma, I wish you was here. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. Stand right here with me. Dad, stay right here." And I told my client, I said, "Man, I need to connect with my pops. You understand? Tell my pops you'll pull up. I'm not afraid. Show me." Right? But everything gotta be in line, right? Don't think that you're gonna connect to your ancestors and you drunk at your ass. Don't think you're gonna connect to your ancestors and and your body's out of shape and you eating bad and you eating more dead animals than you eating alkaline fruits and stuff like that. There's not gonna be no connection. There's no connection if you ain't knowing and you ain't seeking your African spiritual dances, customs, and rituals. Yes, we are all jacked up. This is what I'm trying to let you guys to understand. We are so jacked up and so all over the place. We was shipped from here, taken from there, transport there. We are all over the place. All I'm saying is, allow your ancestors to dwell in you. Tap in, figure it out, understand who you are, right? Understand your blood type, understand the food you're supposed to eat. You got to understand all of that, right? And then start tapping into religion. I say religion, into African Alkebulan culture. Tap into their rituals. I know that voodoo runs in my blood. Why? Because my grandmother did it. I have spiritual powers. I tell you guys this all the time. When something bad is going to happen, my eye twitches. But if it's somebody that I love, my eye, that's my left side connected to my heart, that twitches. If it's somebody that I don't know or somebody though I do know but don't have an in-depth rapport with, my right eye twitches. And it happens. And it's been happening since I was young. My understanding, what I knew I had that power was when my grandmother from my mother's side, who is so-called the voodoo queen, right, who helped the community all throughout, when she was sick, my eye was twitching. My mother eye was twitching too. When she died, I remember like it was yesterday. They called my mom, but my mom was at work. So my mother's husband, I was about to say at the time, they're still married. My mother's husband, he answered. And when they broke the news down, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he was crying, but I know he was broken. But when my mother came, he didn't even allow my mother to come in the house. He just came on some, and she already knew something because her eyes started twitching. My eyes started twitching. And when she seen her husband, she just collapsed because she knew her mother was gone, and I knew my grandmother was gone. So I say that to say it's time for us to tap into our ancestors. Stop listening to this Euro Christian ideology. Embrace your ancestors. Honor them. Cherish them. See their picture on the wall. Laugh, smile, joke. Reminisce on the good times. Stop worrying about all the bad times. Stop thinking death is something evil. Death is beautiful. When you look into the Alkebulan tradition, we embrace death. Death was honorable. Death is promise. We can't deny that. It's promise. And we don't even want to call it death because when you call it death, that's what gives it such a vague and evil name. You gotta say things like, yo, when they make a transition, they go from one side to the other side. And they're still here, right? But keep them next to you because they are your strength. They are your power source. They will be the ones to connect you to our gods, the lesser gods, who then is going to reach out to the highers, the creators, the Sunini, Nanini, the masculine and the feminine, the Modimo, the masculine and the feminine. Hey, some may call it a mother figure. Who knows? But when we tap into that, this is where our strength comes. If you guys are tired of being taken advantage of, if you want your land back, if you want your power back, if you want your strength back, if you want some level of respect, tap into your ancestors. So with that being said, people, it's your brother man from the motherland. Came to you guys live. You know who I am, man. I ain't gonna even say it again. But listen, if it's your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, that means I'm still on your mind. That means we still on that grind, because it's about that time. Time for us to do what? Time for us to go get mine. Excuse me. Time for y'all to go get yours, because I am on the journey to go get mine. And you know who I am. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. You understand? And I'ma holler at y'all.